It's Levack and Guys on 104.5 The Team.
Live from the Henry Street Tap Room, Levack Guys on vacation in Denver, so we're hanging out with the closer today. And the head coach of the UAlbany Great Danes, Will Brown, nice enough to join us, coming straight out of a film session. Coach, what do we take away from last night's Vermont game?
I thought, we controlled the tempo of the game for, about 28 to 30 minutes. I think we just, really became, down the stretch, we just made some very careless mistakes. The last 8 minutes of the game, it's like Vermont imposed their will on us. We lost our poise, lost our composure. I think we had 6 of our 14 turnovers in the last 8 minutes of the game, and we also gave up 5 offensive rebounds in the last 8 minutes. So, our guys did a really good job of, coming out of the gate ready to play, and, we controlled the first half of the game, and we were up at halftime, and, the momentum really started to change around, that 8-minute mark, and Vermont's, I think, experience, and talent, they're good, but they're an experienced veteran team that does not beat themselves. And I think our youth on the perimeter in particular, I think, we tried to force action a little bit, and it bothered us. But tough environment to play against a very good team who's healthy now, and they're really good. So, hopefully we get an opportunity to play them again. If that was to happen, that would mean that both of us are in the America East Conference Tournament Championship game. But, we've got some games to play before that.
Coach, you talked about trying different things out because this game you were looking forward to, obviously, the America East title game. Then what different things did you try, and what things did you see from Vermont?
I didn't. Got cold feet about 5 minutes before the game. No, it wasn't that I got cold feet. I just said to myself, do we want to show all of our cards? Do we want to put everything out on the table? So if one or two things, do work, now they have some time to prepare for those things heading into a potential championship game matchup. So, I think if anything that we did a little bit differently than the first time is I thought we made a real effort to control the tempo of the game, to not allow Vermont, especially their point guard, to get out and transition and, limit the possessions of the game. And I thought we did a really good job of that. And then late in the first half and then in the second half, they started pressuring us more, picking us up full court. They go 10 deep. We're playing maybe 7. So I think they wore us down a little bit, and some of the mistakes we made were fatigue mistakes. But I thought outside of really making an effort to control tempo, we stuck to our game plan. As far as we didn't show anything new, we tweaked some things offensively that I thought would help us. But as far as anything else, I just felt I would keep it in my back pocket in case we play them a third time.
Coach Will Brown, nice enough to join us after that big game last night right here on 104.5 The Team. So, Coach, if you play your game, if the Great Danes play their game, can you still win the America East after last night's game?
I think so. I think I know how to beat them. It's just a matter of, do we have the personnel this particular year to do it? They do a tremendous job of crowding Nichols and Cremo, and they try to force our big guys to beat them. And, right now we haven't proven that we can do that we can make them pay for, the attention that they're giving to Joe and to David. So I do think we can, just for the fact that I thought that we kind of imploded the last 8 minutes of the game. Tough atmosphere up there. It's the first sellout they had, in 3 years. But I thought as much as they hurt us, I thought we hurt ourselves even more. Those turnovers really killed us. And then, just not finishing possessions. We had 4 or 5 good defensive possessions, where we didn't come up with the rebound. So now they rebound the ball and either score, or now we have to defend for another 30 seconds. And that can be demoralizing in that type of environment. So to answer your question, do I think we can? I do think we can. I do think we have to play well for that to happen. And, the game plan can't be executed for 32 minutes. It's got to be, executed for as close to 40 as possible.
All right, Coach, now the big question. In a draft year like this, I'm giving up a first-round pick to get Jimmy Garoppolo out of New England.
Yeah, well, how many teams have been down that road already and walk away with egg on their face? I need you to tell me why. And don't tell me because he's played 2 games since he's been in the NFL either.
Well, I met him personally. I feel like he's a polished guy. I feel like he's got a certain skill set that a lot of people don't have. And the fact, there's definitely a little man crush. I'm not going to lie. I'm not going to pretend there's not. We had a special moment 2 years ago after the Super Bowl. But the Patriots reached on a kid from, Eastern Illinois to be a quarterback, and I think they developed him well.
Yeah, I guess what you have to do, and you guys follow this a lot more closely than I do, I guess you got to look at what are the options, in the draft. I don't see personally, again, and I'm not a football guy, but, I value winning and leadership and experience. I don't see how you pick the guy from North Carolina who has started for 1 year over Deshaun Watson, who's played in huge games, won big games. I know all that running. He'll probably get knocked on his rear end quick in the NFL. And, the comparisons to RG3 and those guys. But, the guy's a winner. And, if I'm going to draft, I'm taking Watson. But I guess, where is Garoppolo compared to those guys? I know he's got more experience, but I still think he's unproven. And where's he going to go? You going to take him in Cleveland?
Well, that's the place I would love to see him is Houston. Go be part of Patriots South.
I got a better question for you. If somebody's going to take Garoppolo, if the Patriots, let him go, is anybody going to take Jay Cutler?
They said now that the Jets are interested, now that the Bears have lowered their asking price to a 2018 7th-round pick, he's considering retirement.
So Did you just say a 2018 7th-round pick?
That's what the alleged price is for Jay Cutler right now.
Jeez, I might try football. 2018 7th-round pick for a guy that's been a starter his whole career. Talk about stock dropping.
Basically, if you show up with a bag of sunflower seeds, they will give you Jay Cutler.
That's unbelievable. The Jets right now might as well have Broadway Joe quarterbacking them.
But at least then we know he has done it. So, Coach, before we let you get back to preparing for a couple more games, UFC. Who's the new matchup you're looking to watch now that Connor's more focused on boxing?
Yeah, I'll tell you what my staff and team. I forget what road trip we were on, but I got the fights in my hotel room. So the first Wonder Boy Woodley fight, I had a chance to watch that. So I'm looking forward to the rematch. I'm not sure how Wonder Boy Thompson survived the onslaught from Woodley, but I think that'll be an interesting matchup. And I want to see Garbrandt and Dillashaw as well. I think those are the two fights I'm looking forward to. And I don't think McGregor and Mayweather will ever happen.
Well, there's no way that's ever a fair fight. If it's boxing, Conor gets smoked. If it's anything other than boxing, Mayweather gets smoked. So I just don't see how you match them up fairly.
Well, how about you do this? You have a boxing match, boxing rules, but you wear the UFC gloves.
Oh, that's interesting.
I feel like McGregor would thumb him in the eye at some point.
Well, I did say this. You gotta realize one thing. You know Mayweather's not knocking him out. Conor McGregor's been kicked in the head, 100 times, and he still stands there. So Mayweather's not knocking him out. My thing is, I don't know how he's gonna be a lot slower with those boxing gloves on. And I'm not sure McGregor will be able to knock him out with those gloves on or hit him enough to really hurt him. But I'd love to see it because I think he'll get him in the corner, maybe throw a couple of those UFC elbows or forearms and dirty box him. He's only got to hit him once, right?
Absolutely.
Right.
All it takes is one good shot, and Coach, we're hoping for you guys to get several good shots in the America East tournament. The first game that we March 1st, 7:30, the quarterfinal round, going to be at SFQ, and we're going to try and pack that place for you.
Yeah, why don't you guys come over, man? Do the show from our place.
I accept your invitation. We'll be there.
Nice, perfect. Let me know when it is.
Yeah, if you're nice enough to come on this show after a big game like last night's, I will definitely pack up the vehicle and head over your way.
Hey, you know what? Only two things can happen when you play. You're either going to win or you're going to lose, man. We got to get ready for the next one, and hopefully we learn from last night. And I'm just impressed at all the different spots that you guys work at. I mean, between the beverages and the food, not sure too many people have it better than you guys.
Listen, I didn't get this swimmer's build by sitting in a studio, Coach.
I was just going to say, that's impressive. You put in the work and good things happen, right?
Exactly. Coach, man, we really appreciate you. I know you're doing film study and everything today, breaking everything down. And I know you're busy, and I would have totally accepted a quick quote. But the fact that you took some time with us, man, we really appreciate it, and we're pulling for the Great Danes all the way.
Hey, I appreciate it. Always have time for you guys, and keep doing a great job. Love listening to you.
All right, Coach. We'll talk to you
Coach.
soon.